Baby metal. Yes, we're talking baby metal now on January the 1st of 2025, New Year's Day. If you can hear a sound in the background, it is my kettle currently boiling. We're going to have some coffee. This cup is empty, and talk about this announcement that came out. And moreover, we're going to be a little bit speculative here because this is a part of a series that I've been wanting to do for a while, where really we just talk about some of the things that I've noticed going on in the Japanese music scene as it is currently at the moment. And of course, baby metal are always one of the biggest factors in the Japanese music scene. They have been ever since they kind of revolutionized it back in 2012. There's always been big steps in Japanese music, but baby metal is sort of bursting out. I say 2012, but we did a video recently where it was 2014 was when they really burst out, wasn't it? But anyway, the point is that baby metal released this picture, and the first thing I thought when this came up in my Discord community is, oh my god, finally brand new baby metal album. And then over on Twitter we saw this little video. I probably shouldn't play too much of it because I get the feeling that if I play too much of it I'm probably going to get done for copyright strikes or something for leaking a brand new post. I don't know, but anyway, look, the point is that here they're talking about the UK and European Arena Tour 2025, and that is great news. I 100% love the fact that they're carrying on touring. I love the fact they're giving love to Europe as well as just, the whole world. They tour everywhere. These are all great things. But if I'm honest with you, I'm hoping that this is actually the sign of a new album. And why is that? Well, of course, we had such big news with baby metal in 2023 with the adding of Momo Metal to the lineup, which was big in itself. And then Metal coming at the end of the year was really like a statement of intent, going back to having music videos. I mean, it's important to remember that was the first time they'd had a proper music video in ages. So there was a real feeling that baby metal came back then. 2024 just generally was the year of the collaboration all over Japan with all kinds of Japanese artists. But I think it's fair to say that baby metal, always the industry leaders, embody that more than almost anyone with their appearances on songs with I love the F-Hero Body Slam song. I know not everyone agrees, but I love that. Ratata. We had the Bloodywood song towards the end of the year. And there was a couple of other ones as well that I got criticised for not mentioning at the time. But yeah, basically baby metal were everywhere doing these collabs and really showing how relevant they still were in what was the relevant trend of the year. But still, we await a new album. And, obviously the last album being the other one back in 2023. And, when it comes to the other one and Metal Galaxy, these are still two albums where baby metal were a duo. Love Sue, love Moa. But something about baby metal, it's quintessentially in their DNA from the moment they were first brought into the world. There's something about that symmetry. Yes, Sue, we kind of all accept Sue as up in front and center, but that works because of the fact that she's balanced out by the dual energy of having two people behind her, flanking her, who add this extra craziness. Baby metal wouldn't work as a solo project. And in all fairness, at points during those two albums, Metal Galaxy and the other one, there was a feeling that it almost was like a solo project. I never felt Moa got enough exposure during that period, but here we are talking positively about 2025, and there's been nothing but positivity ever since Momo joined, in my opinion. Not only were those collaborations great, but for me, it was seeing the music videos. Not only did we get music videos, but just the energy of seeing, and not just the trio, but there was that joy back. A lot of people had said as time had gone on, it's like, well, baby metal can't be the same group they were back in the old days when Yui was in the group, because back then, they were younger. Of course, they were more childish. It was more playful. The pop meets metal thing worked because of the fact that they were young enough to be a pop group. I've always stood very much against that. You can be fun and gleeful and silly in a different way as you grow up. You don't all have to become serious and stoic. And for me, that was something that I was always worried during that period, especially with the other one. I can hear the kettle boiling over 1 second. I was always worried during that period that was something that they were going to lose. I was always worried that they were going to decide that the best way forwards was to lean into the darker, more stoic aspects of metal. And yes, their fan base had become more metal than pop as they'd gone on. They'd appealed more to that genre. And I was worried that they were going to just get lost in that and just become metal. which I know a lot of people love, but I didn't want that to be all they were. But it was glorious seeing that they had gone back to finding what made baby metal work from its inception, what grabbed people so much, which is that you can be heavy, you can do metal songs, but at the same time you want to convey a joy, a sense of joy with it that makes you something more, makes you this juxtaposition, makes you this interesting thing. And in those videos that we got in 2024, you could see that joy. You could see Momoko Metal and the rest of the band just looking fun and playful. So where does this bring us? Well, this brings us to the question, what is 2025 going to be for baby metal? And, you know, everyone always talks in terms of Koba. No offense, but I don't talk in terms of Koba because, to be honest, I feel almost like he's an icon, and I don't necessarily mean that in the positive sense. I mean, I don't have a positive or negative feeling about him. I just feel like he's kind of like the lightning rod they put up. It's like, oh, something happened. Oh, it must have been Koba. It's like, I don't know. I don't think the industry works that way, to be honest. Yes, you might have someone who's the chief designer of a band's image, the one who leads a lot of what happens, but it tends not to be one person controls everything. So, you know, people might disagree with me on that, but I think that it's so easy to just personify everything Baby Metal does with Koba. And so I don't ask this in terms of, oh, what is Koba saying is going to happen? I'm asking this in terms of what do we think logically is going to happen? Because most of Baby Metal's steps throughout their entire career have followed a sort of a logical progression, I feel. And here we are with 2025. There has to be a plan. I love this. I don't think this is the entirety of the plan. A lot of people have said that they don't think there's going to be a new Baby Metal album until 2026. I think it's coming in 2025. I really do. I think that's what we're looking at here. I mean, for a start, this image is a perfect square. DVD and Blu-ray covers tend not to be a perfect square. That's a CD cover. That's a CD cover. This might not actually be it. It might be something totally different. I think we've got an album coming. Moreover, they've released so many songs. Yes, I'm not expecting all of the songs that have been coming out with collaborations to be things that are going to be on a new Baby Metal album. But I mean, at least Ratatata, that was labelled as Baby Metal featuring Electric Callboy, right? Metali. Is that just going to float out there without going anywhere? I mean, that was in late 2023. I mean, they're going to leave it till 2026 until that appears on an album? No, I think we've been seeing the first steps towards an album, and I think that album is coming. I think it's coming this year, and I think it's the first time we've had a Baby Metal album that will feel like Baby Metal. Look, I love Metal Galaxy. I love the other one in very different ways, but the first Baby Metal album that's going to feel like Baby Metal since Metal Resistance. 100%. The others have felt like 80%, 90% Baby Metal. This is going to be the first one that feels like 100% Baby Metal since Metal Resistance. That's my honest feeling on this. I think that, in the same way that when we saw those videos, when we saw the joy in the faces of the three members on those collaboration videos, that was the first time Baby Metal had looked like Baby Metal for a very long time. And I think this is going to be the first time we have a Baby Metal album that really feels like Baby Metal in a very long time, and I think it's coming in 2025. So often I make predictions, and I'm not 100% accurate, but a very large amount of the time I'm right on these things. I remember actually before Metal Galaxy came out, I made a bunch of predictions. I was like, based on what the first two albums have been, is like the perfect way to do, sort of round off this trilogy. Is like the first album had been that breakout that was the mix of idol music and metal. The second one had been exploring the realms of metal writing, and so I was like, the third one is going to be, I guarantee it's going to be more about production, it's going to focus on having hits, it's going to have guest artists. I said that, and I was right. I made a lot of incorrect predictions about the other one, I'll be honest. No one really held me to those, but I know I did make some incorrect predictions about that, so I can be wrong occasionally. But I actually made some true predictions about that as well. I did say that I thought they might go back to basics, and I think in some ways they did. Just sort of like do a comfortable, well-written album. Anyway, the point is, I don't know 100% what it's going to be. I just think there is going to be an album coming this year, and I think this is a statement of we're going to release an album. It looks like an album cover. It's 1:1 ratio. That's what it is. That is my opinion. It's coming in 2025. You let me know what you think. It's January the 1st. My kettle is still boiling over and I've still got it on the hob. So before that explodes, I'm going to go do that. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, get in the comments what you think. If you like these off-the-cuff episodes where I just give my opinions on things, let me know, and I'll do more of them. I've got a few lined up that I'm thinking of doing. So hopefully we can have a few more of these off-the-cuff conversations, and until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these, or in the comments. For now, ciao, ciao.